agitating you, you should make a conscious choice to change it. And sometimes sacrifice is uncomfortable at first. Isn't that true? But what happens at the end of the day? It is necessary, and it makes not only your life better, but the entire world a better place. You see that? That is tapa. Now what about the fourth requirement to being a Brahmin? Shaucham. Say that? Shaucham. Okay? Shaucham means what? Cleanliness. External cleanliness and internal cleanliness. Your mind can't be a gutter, okay? And the place that you live in can't be a gutter also. Both must be clean. If you go into my room in New York, it's very dirty. Okay? I don't like to go into my room. You know why? Because I feel agitated when I go there. So when the environment around is clean, like this ashram, do you see how clean it is? When a clean environment is there, what automatically happens to your mind? You become together. You become focused. You become calm. You become loving. You become compassionate. And you become focused. Do you guys see the goal? So, Dhamma, Tapa, Shaucham. Say this word for me. Kshantir. Kshantihi, sorry. Kshantihi means what? Forgiveness. How many of you forgave the last person that did you wrong in life? Okay? Not many of us. What should we do? Should we continue to hold the burden of what people in this world, because of it being Bhavasagar, always changing? Should we always keep that burden on our shoulders? Or should there come a day when we should release that burden and leave it in the hands of something higher? That is, put that burden in our lives for our own growth. You know why we have problems, right? Because we have to grow from that. You know what this life is? This life is a series of events that teach us lessons whether we like it or not. The more problems that you face in life is not a bad thing. You know why? Because it makes you a greater person. And what is the goal of this life again? To cultivate enough peace in your mind that you can help everyone that you come across. Only when you've been through a problem can you do what to another person? Help them when they're going through that. Isn't that true? Correct? So Kshantihi means to forgive, not Shanti. Kshantihi, Ksha. Okay? To forgive. We should forgive, but we shouldn't do what? Forget. Never forget what the rascal did. Okay? Never forget. But you, I'm not talking about him. Never forget, but what should you do? Forgive. Take that load off of your chest. Yeah? So, Shantihi. Say this word for me. Arjavam. Arjavam means to be very straightforward. If something is not going right, you put your hand up and say, hey, there's a problem here. You know, my father always used to tell me, he always used to say, if something looks too perfect, that is the time to worry. Always do your investigations, okay? And always be prepared. Be straightforward in life. So how many have we seen so far? To be a Brahmin, to be at Shabri Ma's level, we saw Shamaha, Damaha, Tapaha, Shaucham, Kshantihi, Arjavam. The next one, say this word for me, Jnana. Jnana or Gyan, it's the same thing. It means what? Theoretical knowledge. A person who's a Brahmin has knowledge on various things. Not only knowledge of the self, but various things. But here's the thing that will separate a Brahmin from a non-Brahmin. Because many of us know what to do, but how many of us are doing the right thing? Say this word for me. Vigyan. Vigyan means experiential knowledge. Example, ready? I know smoking is bad for me. Okay, and the only reason I'm saying this because Nakunji hinted at this earlier. Someone was caught smoking. Okay, so it's stuck in my head. I know smoking is bad for me, but I still smoke. Now, is that person executing the knowledge that he has? No, he's not. He is experiencing what? The opposite of that. So a person who knows what to do, but does the wrong thing anyway, it's not going to work there. That is a non-application of jnanam. So jnana vijnanam, say this word for me, astikyam. Astikyam means belief, faith, not belief, faith in God. It's also called shraddha. Okay? What is faith? Tell me. Faith is, do you know there's a bird, right, that exists, that looks forward to the dawn coming up, sings in the black of night to the loudest of its voice until that sun appears on the horizon. That is what you call faith. That bird will never stop singing until he sees the sun. And the sun one day will rise whether we like it or not. Knowing that that sun will come up on the horizon at any time, that is an example of faith. So sometimes we do puja, sometimes we go to the mandir, sometimes we pray to God, and nothing happens in our life. And then an instance comes where a miracle happens. Should I share my story with Hanumanji? Did I ever tell you the story? So when I first started studying his Sanskrit and going deeper into Sanatana Dharma, I was still working as an accountant, and I went to give it a test run in the UK. My Chachaji, my father's brother, has a temple in the UK. And at that time, a Swamiji had moved in there from India. So my father said, this will be a good chance for you to go and experience what it is like to be staying in an ashram. Correct? So I went there, and I was very surprised because it was not the environment that I was used to. I was used to a nice comfy bed, this, that, everything had to be up to date. So I went there in shock, first of all, because I had to sleep on the ground. Okay? Second thing, Swamiji said, can you make me some food? I said, Swamiji, I don't know how to cook, sorry. He's like, it's okay, it's okay. I will make food for us. You know what he did? He took some dal. He took raw dal, raw rice, put it in a big bowl and shoved it in the microwave for 45 minutes. And out came khichdi. So I didn't want to eat it because I didn't want to wake up the next day with 3 eyes or something. So I said, Lord Shiva, you have 3 eyes, I don't need that, I'm fine. So then after that, the studies began. And I thought I can pick up Sanskrit, I thought I can pick up these shlokas. I thought it would have been the easiest thing. But it wasn't the easiest thing first off. And anybody who chants anything will know it's not easy at first. It was especially not easy for me. I became so frustrated after 2 weeks of not learning anything. I didn't learn anything for 2 weeks. Okay? So after 2 weeks, I told myself, I'm leaving this ashram. I'm going back to New York and I'm going back to accounting. Okay? But before I left, in the room in the back where I was staying, there was a picture of Hanumanji with the mountain in his hand. You know, he was looking like the body of gold that he is. And I remembered what my gurus and my father had told me. They're like, whenever you have a problem, you simply pour your heart out to a picture of God. Because it's like you're talking to another person. So I believed it. And I began to tell Hanumanji all of my problems, my difficulties, and my shortcomings. And I cried in the process, I remember. And I went to sleep. And I was going to leave the next day. After the first lesson, I was going to leave. Then Swamiji had another lesson with me. Do you know that, and I'm not even kidding, and as I say this, those goose pimples are raising from my skin. Do you know that I picked up everything that Swamiji taught me that session, and he taught me new things? So it's not like I was learning the same things. I started picking up Sanskrit. I started chanting. And where did this come from? It had to come from a power that is higher. A person came up to me the other day and said, why should I have faith in God? And you know what my answer was? What do you have to lose? You only have everything to gain. Okay? So that's what you call astikyam. What is it? Astikyam means faith in God. And what is the final thing to become a Brahmin? That is the final thing. So what are they again? Tell me. Shama, Dhamma, Tapa, Shaucham, Shantihi, Arjavam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam. If you have these 9 traits, then and only then, according to Bhagavan Krishna and according to Sri Ram, we saw it from two sources, you are considered to be a Brahmin. So a Brahmin, let's get it straight. It's not a place that you're born. The lowest of homes. Great Mahatmas come out of there. Tell me, are they low? Are they Shudra? They are Brahmins. Why? Because they have these 9 qualities. And if we can adopt these 9 qualities in our life, guess what? The gateway for realization will be open for us. Okay? As I said before, God is not someone in the sky who's saying, oh, today you did good, yesterday you did something horrible. No. We are judging ourselves, we are judging others, and in the process of all of that, it's up to us whether we want to come back into another life or attain what is called what? Tell me? Moksha. And what is the etymology of the word moksha? Moha plus kshaya. And we learned this morning what moha was, right? What is it?
Delusion.
Delusion. Thinking yourself to be a body, mind, and intellect and thinking the world will bring you happiness, that is delusion. Why can't the world bring us happiness? Because it is temporary. Nothing that is temporary will ever give us permanent satisfaction. The only thing that will give you permanent satisfaction in your life is to be the witness principle, is to yoke yourself. Yoga means what? Not hot yoga, where you're in a room and you're sweating away and you're doing stretches. No, that's not yoga. Yoga is doing what? Comes from the Sanskrit dhatu, yuj dhatu, right? Means to connect to something that allows the body, mind, and intellect to function, the higher self. And once you connect to that permanent aspect, what happens? Atyantika dukkha nivriti. All of the sorrows that you would have had from Purva Janma and everything else before that, all of that goes away automatically. And what takes place in your heart? Paramananda Prapti, the reaching of that which is ultimate happiness in your life. Why? Because at the level that I am right now, I think of myself to be simply a body, mind, and intellect. And I'll use myself as the example because I haven't reached that level yet. I'm aspiring to get there. Body, mind, and intellect awareness will always throw us into sorrow because the body, mind, and intellect is always changing. But that aspect which never changes, that aspect which allows you to be who you are, that allows the body to exist, that allows the mind to see this world via consciousness, that allows you to think, it is that which never dies. You guys get it? So when you can yoke yourself to that, when you can understand that fact correctly, you are indeed one of the highest devotees of God. You are a true bhakta. Okay? So, in closing, because I know the time is running out, it's 3:21 already. I will not go into the Navadha Bhakti, but your homework assignment is to research this on your own. I think I've said enough when it comes to peace and how the whole dynamics of everything work. The reason for having itihasas in our life, the reason for having shastras. What is the progression when it comes to these things and how can we get to that level that we're trying to get to, which is peace? I think I've set you up for that in these 2 short sessions. But the Nav-vidha Bhakti, the 9-fold system of how to reach this happiness is given in the Aranyakanda of Ramayana, and it is given by Sri Ram to Shabari. Aranyakanda is the 3rd chapter. So we have Balkand, next chapter is Ayodhyakand, the next chapter is Aranyakand. What happened in the forest and his meeting with Shabrima, that is covered there. In closing, what does the Lord say? What is the only thing He sees in all individuals? That higher power? Sri Ram writes in this Chaupai. Jati pati kul dharma badhai, Shri Ram jaya Ram, jaya Ram. Dhan bal paridhan gun chaturai, Shri Ram jaya Ram, jaya Ram. Bhagati hina सोई कैसा श्री राम जय जय राम बिनु जल बारिध देखे जैसा श्री राम जय जय राम. So not only did Sri Ram say that you are indeed the highest, you are a Brahmin because of your mindset, He also adds to that Jati pati kul dharma badhai, dhana bal parijana guna chaturai. That God that we pray to, that is in charge of this entire universe, He only cares about one thing. And that one thing is not jati. He doesn't care about your caste. You can even be a Shudra and be the brightest of individuals. He doesn't see that. Pati, He doesn't care about kinship. He doesn't care about kula, your lineage. He doesn't care about dharma, even how pious you are. He doesn't care about badhai, how much you think of yourself to be, your reputation. He doesn't care about dhana, money. He doesn't care about bala, strength. He doesn't care about parijana, the people you have around you. He doesn't care about your qualities. He doesn't care about how clever you may be. What is the only thing that He cares about? Bhakti. Say that word for me. Bhakti. How much love you have in your heart for a power that is unseen, a power that has put you where you need to be at the right time, and a power that allows your mind to see this world that you are perceiving. In closing, again, let's remind ourselves, where is this entire world existing? Is it outside or inside? It is inside our minds. The highest tribute that you can make to Sri Ram or any God that you pray to in life is simply this: waking up every morning and thanking that Lord for allowing you to perceive this world, whether beautiful or ugly. That will only happen when you cultivate a beautiful mind. Why? A beautiful world sees a beautiful world. A beautiful mind sees a beautiful world. An ugly mind sees an ugly world. This is what we have to remember. Drishti srishti. The world that I see in my mind, the vision that I have, will make this creation real. But what is that one thing that allows me to create in the first place that a dead body will never be able to do? It is consciousness. So God doesn't see where you've come from, how many people you have, the actions that you do in this world. He doesn't see any of that. He only sees how much love you have in your heart for Him. Bhakti hina nara soi kaisa. How is a person who has no bhakti? In closing, binu jala barida dekhiye jaisa. He is like a cloud without water. Have you ever seen a cloud without water? It's impossible, right? Look at those clouds out there. Full of water, ready to burst at any time. With love and devotion for not only God, but for the entire world. A person who doesn't have bhakti and love in his heart, that person is like Night of the Living Dead. Walking and just getting smacked around by life, and he's missing something. Anyone who has reached the height of financial success will tell you there's something missing in my life. No matter how many people he may have, no matter how many strengths he may have, no matter how many talents, how many money, it doesn't matter. There's always something missing. And what is that missing component? Bhakti. Only with bhakti can we reach the heights that we're looking for. Only with bhakti or devotion to God can we realize that self one day, which is the peace that passeth all understanding. Paramananda, the highest happiness that is permanent. Itna kafi hai. I think that's enough for today. I've done a lot in these short sessions, very short. Navida Bhakti alone will take 7 days to complete. So it's a good thing that we didn't start it. But that's your homework. And I promise the next time that I'm here, I will cover the 9 steps. I'll go straight into that. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure being here amongst all of you again. Okay.